of everyone else and to put ourselves last. So today I wanted to talk about inspiration, what inspiration means, what inspiration looks like, and then share with you guys a little bit about what I think inspiration is, and share with you guys a couple of elders, I call them my elders, who have totally inspired me to the point where, yeah, I've gone into action. So let me start off. When I say inspiration, what am I talking about? You know, I see a lot of people will inbox me or say, you know, you're such an inspiration, you're such a this. Guys, for me, inspiration is something, hey Rogers, how are you? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Thanks for joining me. For me, here's it. By the way, guys, if you get value from what I'm sharing, I would so love it if you slam the share button, share it to your friends, share it to your wall, share it to anyone who you believe might really benefit from this. But I wanted to talk a little bit. Hey, Christina, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I wanted to talk a little bit about inspiration. What is inspiration? Inspiration for me is when somebody out there is doing something that you absolutely want to do, or is saying something that absolutely moves you. But here's the kicker. Inspiration shouldn't end with you looking at someone who is doing something you want to do and ending it there. That for me is an inspiration. I don't know what you could call that. I wouldn't even call it motivation, because motivation is kind of inspiration short-lived. Inspiration for me is when you see someone out there who's doing something you absolutely think, wow, I want to do that. And guess what? You start taking action. That for me is inspiration. So when I come on here and I'm telling you guys this, and I'm telling you guys that, and I'm showing you pictures before and better pictures of me, and I'm talking self-care, and I've got my new hairdo, and I'm talking this and that, I want to see that you guys are going to get into action. Then I know for a fact that I'm inspiring you. But if you guys come on my lives and you see this and I talk about this and I talk about that and you, oh my God, she's amazing. And then you go off to do the same old and nothing changes. I'm not doing anything. Literally, I'm not. I'm not doing anything. And if I am sharing stuff with you guys and you're like, oh, that's for her, not for me, then I'm doing something wrong. Then I'm not telling you the right story, right? Because a lot of people inspire others because they identify with somebody. When you can identify with somebody and their story, then you know that whatever it is this person has done, you can do too. So I want to share with you a couple of stories, right? There is a woman right here. She's been my inspiration for like forever. First and foremost, and I cannot call people who are older than me by their first names. I come from a culture where you prefix an elder's name with mama or auntie or something. So guys, excuse me. This is Mama Toni Morrison, right? Now, I absolutely love her as a writer. I've loved her since I was in my 20s when I first read her first novel called The Bluest Eye. And I would read this woman's writing and I would be like, wow, she can write. Do you want to know what happened to me when I moved to the States? Is when I found out that novel, she had published several other things by then, Beloved, which had been already turned into a movie. But when I read that she published her first novel at 39, what happened to me was like that. Here's a woman I had been watching and admiring, loving her writing from afar. And when I found out that her first novel was published at 39, I just felt like I can do it too. I can write a novel too. At the time, I think I was probably like 36, 37. I was like, I can do this. She did it. She published 30. I can do this. Guess what, guys? I have other people who supported my writing journey. I was writing short stories and they were getting published and I was gaining traction and I was getting a name in the writer community as that crazy writer who writes about the things other people won't dare touch. But guess what? I'd made my mark already with my short stories and everything. I was like, I'm writing the novel. It's time. she inspired that because her age was so significant for me. Like, she did this. The first one at 39, I was surrounded by so many younger writers in their 20s who were winning Man Booker Prizes. This one and this one. You know, some of my writing mentors at the time were women way younger than me. But you know, your mentor doesn't have to be someone who's older than you. Your mentor is who inspires you. Your mentor is who has walked a path and you want to walk that path too, right? Correct? So your mentor, I have mentors who are 15 years old, okay? I look at some of those Afrobeats, little Afrobeats dancers, you know, and I'm like, okay, those are my mentors. And I stalk them and I watch them and I do their little moves, the ones that are not going to break my hip. What I'm trying to say, guys, is when somebody inspires you and motivates you, get into action. Find the thing about that person that makes you connect with them and identify. For me, it was age with Mama Toni Morrison. I was like, her first novel, that I can do this. Guess what? I wrote the novel. Novel is going to be published next year. See? So I manifested a dream and I had a picture of her. This is the thing about me and the craziness that I do. I had a picture of her in the inside of the notebooks, because I'm old school, so I wrote everything by hand. So in the inside of the notebooks, I was the very first notebook I wrote in, I started writing, I put her picture. So every time I opened that notebook to write, I was like, Whenever I felt some type of way, whenever it got tough, I would open that first notebook. I was in notebook 6 by then. I would open that notebook and I would look and I'd go, So guys, that for me, I want to share with you someone else who inspires me. This one, I'm stalking like seriously. And once again, it's one of those weird situations where I would look at her from afar and I'd be like, wow, she's 80 something and she looks like this. I want to introduce you guys to, where's a nice picture? Here. I want to introduce you guys to Mama Ernestine Shepherd. Okay? She's 84 now. She lifts. Okay? It's not even about the lifting, but she takes such good care of herself. And what inspired me about her at the time was the age. Like, wow, she's 86 and she looks like this. But it was too far removed for me to relate to someone who was 80. Do you understand? So like, she's 80 years old, she looks like this, and I would let it be. Guess what? What happened is when I found out that she started her fitness and health and wellness journey at 56. I was like, get out of here. I can do this. I can so do this. So guess what? This picture and other pictures, I have her on my future board, on my vision board as where I'm heading. She has inspired me to start taking even greater action, right? So I've lost 88 pounds and I did that without exercise. I started dancing. I'm like, I'm not challenging myself enough because this is where I want to get to. So I've started lifting slowly, being very careful with my back, which has its own kind of issues, but I'm like, you know what? Universe will take care of that. But guys, why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this with you because our age group, majority of us feel like our lives are already done. We feel like we've raised the kids, we're raising the kids, they're off to college, now we're done. And I'm here to say, this is the beginning. Empty nesters, this is your time. They're off to college, get with it. 56 years old, she started her fitness journey. Right now, you know what? I'm her friend on Instagram, and so I talk to her a lot. And guess what? She's become my mentor. She steps, I step. She pulls back, I pull back. That's how I am. I'm like, I look for mentors. Sometimes I don't even know they're my mentors because I don't introduce myself. But whatever it is they're doing, if I want the success they have, I start following them. And that's what inspiration means for me. Inspiration means I'm inspired action. I must move you so much that you want to get up and you say, right, this is it. I'm getting ready to go. And if you don't know where to go, you don't know how to start, you don't even know the things, then guess what? All you need to say is how. And you will start seeing things come towards you that will align with your vision, that will align with your action, and get you the information and get you all the knowledge that you need to get you on your journey. So whether it's business, right? I have some mentors in business that I absolutely love and admire. Guess what? If you want to get into business, look for those people who are where you want to be and find their story. Then in their story, find something that connects you to that story. For me, like I said, for both these women, Mama Toni Morrison, right here, and Mama Shepherd, the thing that connected me to these women was age. Because I was like, 39, she started writing. She published her first novel. I can do this. I'm going for it. And so I did. I read everything she'd ever written. I read her essays. I read everything she ever wrote about writing. I read it, I implemented, I implemented, I wrote my novel. Mama Ernestine is the same. When I found out that she started her journey, because I mean, she was 80 something looking great. I admired it. But for me, it was like, she probably started when she was, I don't know, 15. No, she started when she was 56. I'm like, dude, what's my excuse? What is my excuse for not leveling up? And knowing, just connecting with her story in that particular way that meant something to me, meant that I could literally insert myself in her story and then move. The key though, guys, is moving. Anyone you admire out there, read up about them, find something about their story that connects you, that moves you, that makes you say, I can do this too, and then go with it. Because seriously, if you do that, then these people who are amazing humans out there are doing a job. They're doing what they love to do and inspiring. And I'll tell you something about inspirational people. They're very approachable. Like I said, I talked to Mama Ernestine on Instagram because I was like, one thing about me is if I admire you and I want to learn, I will tell you, I want to learn, can you teach me? And the beautiful thing about people who inspire, people who have gotten to where they want to get, they give you any and every information and encouragement that you need for free 99. In other words, they don't charge you and they make time for you. Make good use of that. Anyone who you admire says, come here, let me talk to you a little bit. Go. And then whatever it is they tell you to do, don't question, do it. Just do it. Blind faith, go. Because guess what? They are where you want to be. So if they tell you, you know what? I ate 10 frogs every single morning for 5 years. If you want to be where they are, I'm not going to question. I'm going to find me some fat frogs. I'm going to find me some fat frogs and I'm going to eat them. Because they know the path. They know how to get there. And I want to get there. Eat frogs? We'll eat frogs. You know? And then, whatever it is they're doing, most of these people who've achieved amazing things, consistent daily action. So it's not like today, okay, you know, Mama Ernestine has so moved me. Because that's motivation. If she moves me to go and do one workout and then I'm done, she hasn't really done anything, right? But if she moves me every single day to get up and go and work out and work out and work out and get consistent and challenge myself a little more each time, she's inspired me. So guys, I just wanted to share this with you. Find your mentors, find those people who inspire you, and then get into action. It shouldn't end with sitting there and going, oh wow. It really should, that oh wow should be the beginning of, oh my, I'm doing this. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.